Today, I'm going to show you the easiest and fastest system to get your SEO content ranking. And I'm basically going to demystify how to rank your content because a lot of people come to me and they're like, I don't know why my website is not ranking, or maybe Google doesn't like me. I can tell you now from speaking to literally hundreds of website owners every single month, 9 times out of 10, if you run through the system that I'm going to show you today, you'll fix your issues with ranking on Google. And this is what I see with clients every single day, all day. And I'm going to coin this the Goldilocks method because you've got to get that balance between making sure that what you're doing is not too time consuming because you only have limited resources and limited number of team members in your team. But also you want to make sure you're not just smashing and dashing your content with some copy and paste from ChatGPT. For example, I had a sales prospect today who came to me with 730 pages indexed on Google. So he created content for 730 pages. But he was like, why am I not getting any traffic? And he was basically getting less than 100 visitors per month with 730 pages. Absolutely insane. And in about 2 minutes together, we diagnosed the issues. So it's called the Goldilocks method. And it works in 3 simple steps. I'm going to run you through each one in detail today. And you can see it comes down to content, indexing, and backlinks. And obviously, I can't cover every single ranking factor, but that doesn't matter. Most of them don't even help. So we're going to cover the 80-20 of this, the 20% of ranking factors to get 80% of your traffic. And typically, these are the easiest ways to quickly diagnose basically any issue. So if you want more SEO traffic or you're just struggling figuring out what's going on, then this video should help you. So the first step we have to look at is basically analyze all the content and look at it and figure out why is that content not ranking. And there's an easy SOP checklist that basically forces you to make sure you've added everything Google is looking for in your content. And the first step with any page is to make sure you're targeting low competition keywords. And just in case you're wondering whether this actually works, let's take my website. This is a website I own, right? You can see every single web page on this website is targeting a new keyword. And you can see all the content has been produced recently since, July the 4th, July the 3rd, etc. If we take this example, we can see that it's indexed already. And if we check it on incognito, we can see it on the first page right there. So this method works really well. And the first step that you need to do is make sure you're targeting low competition keywords. If you're not sure how to do that, and you don't want to pay for any tools, any fancy tools, you can check out this video on how I found 3 ways to rank for 36,000 keywords. But basically, that's the first place you should always start. And if you're ranking for hard keywords and you're wondering why you're not ranking, well, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Unless you're ready to build a lot of backlinks and scale, which gets extremely expensive. Next up, you need to create an outline of what you need to write about. Okay, so for every single piece of content that you produce, you should have a very clear outline, which is scraped from the first page of Google. And you basically figure out, right, here's all the headings that I need to cover for my content extremely clearly. And what order do I need to create it in? Then it's time to write the content. And you just write the content under each heading, you answer each header, you answer each article title, etc. There's actually a really easy way to generate outlines very quickly using ChatGPT-4. So if you go to GPT-4, enable plugins, and then you just paste this prompt right here. It's in my free course if you want to check it out. But basically you can say using WebPilot, create a outline for an article that'll be 2,000 words on the keyword, and you put the keyword you're going for example, like, what is a penguin? And then you're going to hit enter like that. And basically what that will do is scrape Google, as you can see right here, that's what it's doing. And it will give you everything you need for a content outline. So you can generate them extremely quickly and essentially reverse engineer based on what's already ranking, the best potential content outline you can create to make sure your content ranks. And you can see now it's clicking on the top results from Google. So for example, like this Wikipedia page is scraping the whole of that Wikipedia page and then saying, right, well, this piece of content used these headers and this content and these LSI keywords, and now we're going to use them in our outline too. And we'll come back to that in a second once it's done. But essentially, you create an outline like that, then you write the content under each heading, pretty simple. You make sure your article always matches the search intent of Google. So for example, if you put in best bird food into Google and you saw the results, well, you see like the top ranking pages are reviewing the best bird food and best bird feed in 2023. If you check out the content, it's basically looking at different products. So in your content, you would make a list of the products and review them too. And then, of course, naturally, not in a forced way, you want to mention the keyword you're trying to rank for within that content that you create. Shouldn't feel forced. So include it in the keyword, include it in the URL, include it in the headings, etc. Not a million times, but just naturally within the content, within the meta descriptions, etc. And then, of course, when you're creating your content, you want to make it nice and easy to read. So put each sentence on a new line, makes it easier to read, equals lower bounce rates, better rankings, and more revenue. And then you want to add a few pictures. If you can't find relevant pictures, use YouTube instead. You can embed some videos and basically format the text nicely so that when you scan through the page, for example, like this, you can see everything is nicely and neatly formatted with bullet points and bold and images, etc. And if you follow each of these points, you can basically optimize your content, but do it in a quick way that doesn't take up all your time. And you don't need to be an SEO expert to do that. By the way, if you want to see what the content outline looks like, this is finally generated on ChatGPT 4. You can check it out right here. And I'll leave a link to the prompt inside my free course, my free ChatGPT course. And you can see exactly how much content you need to produce for each section. So even if you don't create your content with ChatGPT, you've still got the outline and it's done all the research for you, which saves you a lot of time. And that's basically it. That's how this whole thing works. This is what I do. I mean, I don't think you need the perfect piece of content, but I do think you need to do it better than most people. Of course, if you want to outrank people on Google, then you need to create better content than most people. The good news is that if you're watching this, you're in the top tiny percentage of people that actually understand what they're doing when it comes to creating content, which leads to better rankings. And I can tell you now, in most niches that I look at, it's not really hard to rank if you're doing the right things and if you know what to look out for. The problem is that most people don't have a system or a checklist to go through like this, where they can easily figure out what do I need to do for my content to make sure it ranks. But that's basically it. That's stage one covered. Once you've covered all of this, you're good to go. And then it's time to move on to the next stage, which is indexing. Okay. What do I mean by this? Well, all of your content has to be indexed in Google for it to actually rank. If Google doesn't crawl that content, if it's not indexed in Google, then nobody can find it, which means that all that time you spent investing into creating your content and optimizing it is totally wasted. So how do you fix this? Well, if we check one of my latest blogs, probably created about 60 minutes ago, right? It's probably not indexed yet. Yep. So you can see this article. You just need to search site : and then make sure that your URL is indexed. Now, sometimes you have to remove the HTTPS, just like I did. So this is what the original URL looked like. And we're just going to remove the HTTPS : // and then we'll search for it and it's not there. So what do? We make sure we index it. How do we do that? You just go onto the Google Search Console, you type in the URL, and then you shall request indexing like that. Simple as. But basically, you want to make sure all your content is indexed. And you would be surprised how often people don't even realize their content is indexed. Even with some SEO agencies, they miss this. They create content for their clients, it's amazing, and they don't even index it. And that's the fastest way to do it. And one of the things you'll realize about this very simple system is that it doesn't take a lot of work, it doesn't take a lot of effort. But what it does require is knowing what to look out for. You know, as for example, it's just being able to diagnose the key problems. For example, for doctors, they can diagnose the issue really quickly. It doesn't require a lot of brain power, but it does require a lot of experience and knowledge of knowing what to look out for. So that's it. So just always make sure your content is indexed on Google. And every time you publish a piece of content, make sure that you submit it to be indexed on Google Search Console. Now, you can't do that if you've got thousands of pages. You would use a bulk indexing tool. But if you're just doing this one by one and you're trying to figure out why is this page not ranking, why is that page not ranking, this is one of the best ways to do it. So we're 66% of the way there. And we're on to the final step, which is backlinks, right? Now, backlinks are like a voting system. Every backlink you get is kind of like a vote to say your content is good. And this is how Google figures out whose content is the best. And what I can tell you right now of link building is that it's very easy for a website owner who's trained at SEO to go in and edit and optimize their content. They can control that. And they can also control whether their content is being indexed or not. One thing that basically 99 out of 100 people really struggle with when it comes to SEO is building backlinks. And it's not even building links that they struggle with. They struggle with figuring out how many backlinks they actually need to rank. So how do you do that? If you go onto this tool, ahrefs.com, it is a little bit expensive, but you can use SEMrush if you want instead. You do usually need a tool to figure this out because you need some data. But I believe you can get like a free trial of SEMrush if you're really on a budget. But basically all you would do is you're going to take the keyword that you're trying to rank for. So for example, this one, you put that into Keyword Explorer, and this basically estimates how many backlinks you need to rank for that keyword. Now, how does it figure that out? That sounds like BS, right? To some people, that doesn't even feel right. Well, here's the thing. If you go to the first page of Google and you see all these pages ranking, you can see how many backlinks they have on the first page of Google. Now, there's going to be some anomalies there. So, for example, like this website here has 51 backlinks. You don't need that many to rank. In fact, you can see there's one page on here that doesn't have any backlinks at all. But you can see on average, if you take all of these, then on average, you need about 7 backlinks to rank for this keyword. Not always going to be the case, but that gives you an idea. So all you need to do is build 7 natural, relevant backlinks to this page, and you've got a much higher chance of ranking, especially if you do all of this in combination, because chances are some websites will be really good at building backlinks, but they struggle at creating good content. There'll be other sites that are amazing at creating content, amazing at building backlinks, but they just didn't realize they haven't indexed their content. So if you use this 3-step system, and this is just what works for me and the website that we have right here, but if you use that system, it works really well. And then you just apply it to your own site. So for each page, you would build up a backlink game plan. You figure out how many backlinks you need to rank for each keyword. And if you're going after low competition keywords, then you don't need many backlinks to rank for each page anyway. And that's it. That's basically how to diagnose which problem you have. So for example, if we check this page right here, and I'm like, why is this page not ranking? Well, if I check how many backlinks it's got, and I know I need 7, well, I can see I don't have any referring domains to this page. So of course I'm not going to be ranking because all my competitors have more backlinks than me. And that's the difference between my content and theirs. And now I know exactly what I need to do. And the good thing about this whole system is that you get a lot of clarity and understanding. And that's 90% of the battle with SEO, because most people are kind of left to praying to the gods of Google or thinking Google doesn't like them. But I can tell you now, it's usually just coming down to content indexing and backlinks. And then you might also be wondering, what types of backlinks do you actually need to build to your site to rank for this keyword? Well, if we check out this page, it's ranking number 2, for example, and it's got 8 backlinks, 8 unique backlinks pointing to it. We'll filter that down. So we'll 1 link per domain. We'll click on do follow. And here's the other thing as well. Technically, you never need as many backlinks as you actually think. So for example, with this page, on the outside, if you don't have a trained eye, then you would think you need 16 backlinks. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it there. Yeah, 16 backlinks to rank for that keyword. But actually, you can see only 8 of them are unique. And if we drill down further into the backlinks that they actually have, we filter the backlinks to do follow only, which means these are the backlinks that actually pass link juice to this page. No follow means no link juice is passed to that page, basically. And if we filter that down, we can see that all 3 of these backlinks are actually looking really spammy, and they're just kind of like auto-generated pages. You can see it's just got some random pop-up. It's not a page that someone would read naturally. And so on the outside, it looks like you need 8 backlinks, but it's pretty much always less than you think you need because most of your competitors have built low quality backlinks. Now you might also wonder, okay, well, what types of backlinks do I actually need to rank for this keyword? Well, if you check your competitors and you check someone who's actually built some decent links, for example, like these guys, you can see that they're building links within articles about chickens, right? So they're building contextually relevant backlinks to rank for this keyword. So if we scroll through the page, we can see their link was inserted inside this article. And the same with this. And the same with this page. Now you can easily figure that out using the same technique for any page. You just use Ahrefs plus this video tutorial that I'm showing you right now. And you know, right, if I want to rank on the first page of Google, I just need some backlinks like this that look natural, that fit within content, that are editorially added. And potentially you could reach out to each of these websites and say, hey, you link to my competitor, maybe you link to me too. And that's basically how the whole system works. So 3 simple steps. do the content checklist, make sure your content is indexed, and then build backlinks based on what your competitors are doing. Now, like I say, not every single ranking factor is covered today. That would be impossible. And I'll probably be making this video for a month. But this is the 80-20 of it. This is the Goldilocks method, which means you're not spending too much time or effort optimizing your website, but at the same time, you're doing enough to get the results you need. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you want a free strategy session, you can book that in at juliangoldie.com. I'll leave a link in the comments and we can talk through your website together, discuss how to grow your SEO traffic. And if you want my free ChatGPT course with the prompt I showed you for creating this outline right here, and it works for any single website, any single keyword, then feel free to get my free course. I'll leave a link to it in the comments as well. Thanks for watching.